What's up, guys? So I know I already made a video today, but about STP reviews, but one of my subscribers was asking about packer harnesses. Q20 Locked is one of my subscribers. Cool dude, cool ass dude. He's been subscribing to me since like the beginning, and yeah, cool dude. I can't wait for him to start his transition. Hopefully he's doing the YouTube thing because I would love to follow it. Do the YouTube thing, alright? So, he was just asking about, like, harnesses. So, currently, I don't pack every day. So harnesses aren't a big thing for me. Not to mention, I only wear boxer briefs. I'm not real big on boxers. Maybe I'll get into them, but I just like boxer briefs. So he was asking me about harnesses, and I replied like, I don't really use a harness. I don't really have any ideas. I gave him a few ideas that I had heard of, but I didn't really have too much more than that. But maybe a promise for some research. And then I remembered from when I was in the Navy. So way back when I was in the Navy 6 months ago, I had got the Peacock, and I had planned on using that STP like quite a bit. My cousin bought the harness that came with it, but unfortunately I could not use that harness in a work environment because being trans in the military can still get you kicked out at your command's discretion. Some people have great commands that let them be on testosterone even and all that great stuff, and that is great for you, but my command was not so great at all. So like, they were tripping when I came and I had my hair like this when I first got there, made me take my hair down, made other people cut their locks or take it down, and threatening to send us to mast. And then they weren't too keen on, I would say, women of color at the command, our hair issues. So, well, at the time, I was seen as female at the command. So I knew they wouldn't be too keen on, like, trans-related stuff. So I didn't even go that route to let them get there. So I had got real creative with some waistbands for my underwear. Actually, I'll get one so I can show you all the different parts of the underwear that I used. A pair that are still... These are like some old ones that I keep around. They're just like, I don't even wear Fruit of the Loom really anymore. But these are like old ones that I keep around just in case I need to make new harnesses. Because I'm not in the military anymore, so it won't be such an extensive process. This harness that I had made took me like 2 weeks to make because it was crazy. So basically I had to come up with a quick escape harness to get out of in case they called me for urinalysis, or I don't know, in case something happened, because in the military you get called for urinalysis and I can't show up with something in my pants. So I made a harness out of a waistband. It's all janky looking, but I just cut the underwear off, and then I bought self-adhesive Velcro and like did all this crazy sewing stuff. And so basically I could just open it up and pull it around the back of my uniform without having to like go to the bathroom and get naked to take my packer off or whatever. So it Velcros like this in the front. I also had like some leg straps that I had sewn on here, but eventually I got rid of those. And so this is just the waistband of a pair of boxer briefs. Whenever I got boxer briefs, there was always like a pair in the pack that I did not like. Like, I just didn't like them, or I had a lot of those colors because usually they put like blues or blacks in there, and you get a lot of those. So basically what I did was I just took a pair of waistbands, cut the center, put some Velcro on it so I could get in and out of it real quick, and put Velcro in the back. The reason I put Velcro in the back was because I wanted a natural swing, like a natural looking swing. So what I did was, you could probably just sew this in, but for my purposes, having to get out of this real quick, the Velcro was the best way. So what I took was basically the hem that's around the leg part, and I cut this off, and then just cut a strip, folded it around, and sewed it on there. And then I took what I found was the best to make a place to put the shaft in is on your boxer briefs. Let me get the light over here a little better. On your boxer briefs, where the fly is, there is this seam that they sewed on right here, just for, you know, an aesthetic look. So I just took and cut straight up this seam right here, and then cut straight around all the way down, because I don't know how big your packer is, so it's always better to cut the whole thing out and then measure around. And then I measured around the shaft of my packer and then just like sewed it up. By the time I got to this point, I was so tired that I was just like, aesthetics aside, I just need something that's functional. One side is longer than the other side for attaching, because you know, real men's hang to the right or to the left. So usually you have it hanging the opposite way of your dominant hand. My dominant hand is my right side, so that's why the right side is a little longer and the left side is shorter, so that when I put it, when I would position it in my pants, there was more give to where the packer wouldn't be pulled back to the right side. You don't want to make them the same length for that reason. You can always adjust your dominant hand side later, so make that side a little bit longer, and then you could adjust, you know, your non-dominant hand side, so that when you position it in your pants, it hangs to the correct side. So that's something to think about depending on the way you pack, and to make it look more realistic. So I used Velcro. You probably might want to just sew yours in if this is a permanent thing. So when you put it in your harness or whatever, you know, it's going to be in there like this, you know. And this is great for boxer briefs, I guess. That's what I used it with. It's just good for boxer briefs to keep it in place, because sometimes when you have a packer, if your boxer briefs aren't super tight or whatnot, it tends to slip and slide around a little bit as you're walking, or if you jog, or should you have to break into a run for who knows, whatever reason, a dog chasing you, catching the bus, or I don't know, maybe there's a pretty girl down the street, you try to catch her, you don't want to break into a jog or need to get away or something, and your packer's jumping around in your pants. It's also going to be good for boxers, just because with boxers, you know, there is nothing to hold it there. Boxer briefs, there is. Boxers, there isn't. And so having a system like this works pretty well. You just, you know, snake your packer. This one wasn't made for this packer, so it might not fit that well. But you just snake your packer through the hole. I'm sorry, it's taking a while. Through the hole, and like I said, I would use it. The good thing about using Velcro is you can adjust it. You can put it higher up on the strips if you want, and adjust to make it, you know, make it fit your needs. Also, one thing, when you're doing Velcro, if you're doing Velcro for whatever reason, if you're doing like a quick escape harness like this, always put the rough Velcro on the side away from you, so that you don't get cut on the insides. All the soft Velcros, and then for like this part where it connects, soft Velcro facing you, rough Velcro away. Velcro is very unforgiving on your skin. all day, especially in something that's going to be super tight on your waist. You don't want to wear this where you wear your normal briefs or boxers or boxer briefs. You want to wear it slightly below, more down on your hips. Or if you feel more comfortable wearing it right underneath where your boxer briefs are, so, or your boxers. So if you have your boxer briefs on and you're going to be wearing them inside right here, some people find that it stays better. I did find that it stays better wearing it underneath my briefs or just a little bit below. That's another reason to have a little bit extra play in the harness area, like the actual method for attaching it to it, so that you have the more natural hang and it's not sitting super high in the wrong place. So, just having it, have the position is, key. And as you make it, your harness, whether it's with Velcro on it or not, or just all sewn together, you'll figure out the hang that you want and the position. So just make sure that before you cut anything, one thing I always like to say in like carpentry and building of any kind, measure twice, cut once. Because it's nothing more frustrating than like going through all the steps and then trying it on. Always try it on several times while you're making it and get the correct position. Like after I got the waistband cut off and the Velcro sewed on there, like I just kept this part on my body so that I could keep going back and forth and measuring and checking. I hope this helps you out, Q20 lock, so that well, Q, I hope this helps you out so that for what you're trying to achieve wearing boxer briefs or boxers or whatever, maybe in a couple weeks or maybe a little later, I'll break out some needle and thread and kind of show you how I made this. So yeah, I ran out of black thread, so that's why I have all these funky colors on here. This was like a sewing kit I had bought for my uniform, so all the black and the blue thread was for my uniform, so all this miscellaneous pinks and greens and purples and reds were ones that I used for this harness. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, you definitely know how to get in contact with me. Comments. If you run into any troubles while you're doing it, you can hit me on my email, which will be in the description. And so I could kind of like help you as you're doing it right there, because all the emails that you guys send to me come directly to my phone. So unless I'm asleep or at work, which might be the case, I definitely will get your emails pretty much as soon as you send them. And you don't have to worry about bugging me or anything, because outside of work and television and Tumblr, the internet, I don't really too much do a lot here. So don't be afraid to hit me up. I don't have a lot going on. It's never really an inconvenient time unless I'm at work or sleep, but I will always get back to you. So I hope that was helpful. Just one of the resources that I had from back in the day, and let me know how it works out for you. Peace.